Not good. Believe me, not good. Not good. Believe me, not good. Not good. Believe me, not good. So stupid. So stupid. Thank you. Thank you.
No, I'm muted. Ah, no, it happened. Oh no, it happened. Oh no. Ah, no. My intro, it was so perfect. I had everything well thought out. And now it's over. Anyway, so this is officially the second week of Above It All. I've been doing these live full-length podcasts for a week now, as opposed to general uploaded videos, and feeling good. I'm feeling good about that. How are we feeling? How are we feeling about that? Right? Like, is that good? I gotta sneeze. I know this shouldn't have happened. I should have gotten rid of this. Today's a disaster. Ugh. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. Jesus, I'm about to just cancel the stream at this point. Fuck. Hello, Damon. Hello, Itor. Hello, Laura. What is up, everybody? Okay. Oh, God. Dude, my head just has like a wave of fear going over. Anyway, so welcome to Above It All 987. That's what today's episode is. And I would really love to start off today's show with some good news for once. Kayleigh McEnany testing positive for the coronavirus 19th edition. After testing negative consistently, including every day since Thursday, I tested positive for COVID-19 on Monday morning while experiencing no symptoms. No reporters, producers, or members of the press are listed as close contacts by the White House Medical Unit. Moreover, I definitively have no knowledge of Hope Hicks' diagnosis to holding a White House press briefing on Thursday. As an essential worker, Kayleigh McEnany's calling herself an essential worker! Ah! This is the press secretary, by the way. For those of you that don't know. Jesus Christ. As an essential worker, I have worked diligently to provide needed information to the American people at this time. With my recent positive test, I will begin the quarantine process and will continue working on behalf of the American people remotely as an essential worker! I didn't read this before starting the stream, by the way. This is a totally, like, off-the-cuff thing. This literally dropped 11:26 a.m. This dropped, like, 5 minutes before the show prep, like, was done. And I was like, okay, I got everything I wanted to talk about today. You know, I woke up a little late. Today might be a little bit of a shorter episode. Holy shit, Kayleigh McEnany giving me some free content. Fucking, as an essential worker. I am an essential worker. Oh, yes. I'm a tremendous worker. I don't know. That's fucking hilarious. So, God bless America. God bless the American people. God bless the Chinese people. God bless the wet markets in China for letting this happen. I'm so sorry. This is satire. Parody. This is satire. I hope she is okay. I hope she survives. Right? Right? Am I saying that enough? Am I doing that correctly? Okay? I hope that she is alive. And, I was just joking. She is definitely an essential worker. Without Kayleigh McEnany, honestly, I don't know how we would put food on our tables. I'm going to be honest right now. And I wanted to put this moment here at the top of the show today. I wanted to have this here because I want this to be a Kayleigh McEnany appreciation episode. I want this whole episode to be dedicated to our essential workers, like Kayleigh McEnany, who are testing positive. Maybe some of our essential workers have no health insurance. Maybe they're in an urban location. You know, they're dealing with fast food workers every day and they catch coronavirus 19th edition, right? They have no health insurance and they die. Kayleigh McEnany, on the other hand, she's an essential worker. I know we call those other people essential workers, but when they get corona, they can just die off and they replace them. That's fine. But Kayleigh McEnany is an essential worker, right? She's not just a normal essential worker, because, again, they're not essential. We can just throw them out like flies. This is an essential worker. So I hope she's okay. I hope everything is going to be okay with her. And I wish the White House the best. I'm sending my regards. God bless America. Peace be with you, Americans. We must stick together. Mission accomplished. Hello, users. Hello, G-Boon. Love how I have to work and Cyberdemon is just lives all day. I try my best, G-Boon. I try my best. Itor says, lol. Thank you, Itor, for the lol. I appreciate that. Ultralight J says, hell yeah. Agreed. Itor says, who is she? Oh, the press secretary. Damon, essential worker, LMFAO. Freak, hot scoops. From my man, John Sopel. She briefed us on Thursday without a mask, and again without a mask on Friday, following the president's diagnosis. That's funny as hell. Nice thing you woke up late, got some ultra hot scoops. Exactly. But yeah, so today, on today's show, I'm probably not going to hit an hour. I would be surprised if I hit an hour. We'll see. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a sequel show. And I'm going to play Path of Exile today, shortly after Above It All is finished. So maybe look for that around like, I don't know, 2:30, 3 p.m. if I'm lucky. And I'm going to be talking about some adjacent topics. I want to have a little bit of a free form, like, kind of discussion. So if anyone wants to show up for that, that would be cool. That's my goal. With later today. But, speaking of goals, the goal at this current moment of the Trump administration is, how do we get Biden down? How do we, our stunt isn't working. Biden's staying the same in the polls. No one really cares, right? We might be losing points. How do we get people to get themselves over Joe Biden, right? They're riding with Biden at the moment. How do we get them to jump out of the car? Well, let's watch.
Should expect, with a best case scenario, the president leaves the hospital today, gets back out on the campaign trail. Will we see changed messaging when it comes to the coronavirus, and will it move more to a forefront of the president's messagings and key issues?
Well, firsthand experience is always going to change how someone relates to something that's been happening. The president has coronavirus right now. He is battling it head on as toughly as only President Trump can. And listen, that of course that's going to change the way that he speaks of it, because it'll be a firsthand experience. But, you know, that experience of not only coronavirus, but being president of the United States, that's why you just see a different tone overall from him.
But it's been law and order.
He has the firsthand experience of being...
Sorry, I'm running out of time. But it's been law and order, and it's been the economy. Does this become a key issue for your campaign?
And he's talked about coronavirus as well. He's talked about it all. And listen, he has experience as commander-in-chief. He has experience as a businessman. He has experience...
I didn't know corona, but now I know corona. I know it all. And I'll tell you, American people, fine, tremendous people, we will get through this. And when I say we, I mean me. I will get through this. I'm alive.
Experience now fighting the coronavirus as an individual. Those firsthand experiences, Joe Biden, he doesn't have those. He doesn't...
So yeah, so they're now on Fox News talking about Joe Biden doesn't have corona. Can he really lead us through this moment? What? Here's the thing. Donald Trump was in the hospital. Isn't that a national security threat? Like, isn't that a national frickin' security threat right now? Like, I'm saying, like, coronavirus has long-lasting symptoms. There's a good chance Donald Trump is going to be affected by this disease for the rest of his life, even with the top-notch medical care. And I might blow my nose here. Please don't mind me. I'm so sorry. But even with top-notch medical care, the guy's old, the guy's unhealthy, right? He's a freak of nature, okay? So chances are he's not going to be doing so well in the coming months, maybe even 4 years from now. What if, like, Donald Trump dies from, like, coronavirus pre-existing conditions in, like, 2.5 years from now? That would be epic as hell. I'm taking my glasses off because I got a smudge on them. But seriously, though, and that's the thing, is, like, the idea that literally anything can happen with the White House right now, and I know this is just politics in general. Everyone's always going to try to spin to the best of their ability what they've got going on, right? But politics right now, the White House right now is like, you know what? Trump's got corona. He's in the hospital. But you know what? Joe Biden doesn't have corona, and that's why you should vote for Donald Trump. It's like, what? North Korea missed their chance to invade, says Freaklicha. Yes, they did, unfortunately. But I know, it's so weird. We're living through such a bizarre, like, strange, super weird, kind of like sci-fi period of time. And it's one of those things where, like, whenever you see this stuff in movies, right, they always cut out the boring bits, right? In movies, whenever, like, the president's, like, in the hospital, they cut out the boring bits where people are scrolling Twitter for, like, 6 hours. Is the president still in the hospital? What's going on with the president? Like, all that stuff is skipped in movies, right? So, like, in movies, the president's in the hospital. He gets sick. He dies, right? You know, North Korea invades, right? But right now, we're just all in this weird zone where we're just waiting, right? We're just, like, looking at everything happen. It's like, okay, all right. Like, I remember I woke up the other day to the news that Trump had corona. I went to sleep. Trump didn't have corona. I woke up. Trump has corona, the world is ending. I don't know. I think it's just kind of fun. And the idea that they're trying to spin this as some sort of weapon against Joe Biden, personally, I think it's hilarious. But they got a point. Trump does know. He knows firsthand. He knows firsthand how it's like to cough and sneeze. It's just the sniffles, right? Right, Donald? It's just the sniffles. God bless. United Shit Show of America. Vote! All hotties eat the jizz. Vote! Interesting. She is hot, yo, says Jason Lord Surratt. God bless. Where'd my eyes go? They fell off for a second. Bill Barr has the coronavirus. I know he's quarantining, but, I don't know. I didn't see anything I felt like talking about. I only talked about Kayleigh McEnany because the news came out as soon as I started the show. So that's like, you know. The reaction has been pretty blasé considering how big the news actually is. The White House needs to be disinfected. Vote. I agree. I guess that's more due to how quickly the news moves nowadays. Absolutely. If you're under the age of 20, you might get both Cyberpunk and Rustpunk Mad Max dystopia in your lifetime. How cool is that? That's pretty cool, actually. Like, and not in the order that people typically associate. That's pretty cool. So I got a few stories here I'm gonna cycle through, and yeah, the next one is gonna be fun. This one's gonna be fun. It's fun. Okay, so the Secret Service agents. The rebellion has started, everybody. The revolution has begun. The Secret Service agents that are guarding President Trump with their lives have spoken, everybody. Secret Service agents criticized Trump car ride. This should never have happened. Love to see it. Multiple Secret Service agents are criticizing President Trump's brief appearance in an SUV outside Walter Reed Medical Center Sunday evening, accusing the president of putting the protective detail in unnecessary danger. He's not even pretending to care now. An agent who requested anonymity told the Washington Post. That should never have happened. Another unidentified agent who works in both the presidential and first family detail told CNN, the frustration with how we're treated when it comes to the decision on this illness goes back before this, though. We're not disposable. Apparently, the Secret Service are in the same category as essential workers. When they die, they just get another one, right? Just replace them because they're drones. And I'm not trying to shit on Secret Service people, not trying to shit on essential workers here. I'm saying this is how the government sees you, right? Agents are authorized to decline requests that would place the president at risk, but not those that would put themselves at risk. Ugh. How selfish. Another agent, however, dismissed the idea that the president had shown reckless disregard for his detail. I've watched some of the news today. It is ridiculous to say the president is trying to kill off his detail, the agent told CNN. He's unconventional, but we get the job done. And so here's what they're referring to. This particular video.
Opportunity for mischief.
Of Trump kind of just like, driving through. Just, waving through the window. Can't open the window, right, because he's infected. Waving through the window, waving at his lovely doves over there in the road with the Trump flags. It's a whole big thing. It's just, I don't know, man. The idea that there's, only 100 people, I also find that to be astounding. He went and did this for, 100 people? Right? That's weird. I guess, right? That's really... That's that's strange. But yeah, what's fun about this is the administration, literally, again, it's all about Donald Trump. The Secret Service is saying, even George W. Bush wouldn't do this kind of stupid crap, but Trump. It's all about Trump. Trump doesn't give a shit about anyone else. Doesn't give a shit about the assistants, the press secretary. Doesn't give a shit about senators. He gave coronavirus to a bunch of senators. Doesn't give a shit about anyone but himself. And so that's something to be interested in. It's interesting, right? The idea that the president doesn't care about you, or anyone, for that matter. Just think about that. The people closest to him, the people that have literally signed a contract that if a bullet is fired, they have to jump in front of the bullet to protect his life, doesn't even care about him. Just doesn't give a shit. And, I don't know. All that for a wave? A Kim Jong-un kind of wave? Really? Okay. Sure. All right. I'll take it. Why not? Okay, God bless America, thank you. They will take a bullet, but not a cold. God help us all. The audacity. A cold? A bullet, you have a better chance of fully recovering from a gunshot than you do of coronavirus 19, as of this current moment, with the medical science that we have. Coronavirus 19, literally... turns your lungs into Swiss cheese for the rest of your life. It literally makes your heart, right, stop beating properly. You literally have a better opportunity. Does that cop, by the way, hold up. Does this cop have a thin blue line mask? Is that a thin blue line mask? You can't tell, because when they're looking this way, the chyron is blocking them. And then as soon as the chyron moves, that looks like it's the thin blue line thing. Interesting. Anyway, I'm going to drink some more coffee here. Dieter Bletten. I played Rust 2013 and I am waiting for Cyberpunk. I am over 40. Thank you for that blog there. I am over 40. Giuliani said Barr had the Rona on Good Morning America earlier today. Could have just been a brain fade, though. Really? If that's the case, I didn't realize that. If that's the case, I will actually talk about that. Getna. See if I can find a vid.
And right now we're going to speak with the president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani. I spoke with...
There's no clip I can find. It's only the full interview. That I don't feel like watching. So if anyone wants to give me a full clip of Rudy Giuliani speaking, coming forward, telling his truth, then send that to me. Yes. But yeah, I'm so sorry if this is a little bit of a low energy broadcast. I stayed up a little late last night. I decided to sleep in a little bit. I had some technical difficulties before starting today's show. My webcam wasn't functioning. All of a sudden, right, I feel like I want to sneeze 15 times. Right? Oh, God. Oh, God. Right? Oh, jeez. Oh, Lord, right? I'm stuck. Right? I'm fucking... My hair is stuck in my face. This is a blooper. This is what this is. This is what we call it in the industry. This is a blooper. Hello, Dev J. They say, hola, hot girl. I'm assuming that's me. Hola? Dude, my nose is literally... Dev J, you arrived just in time? Oh. Okay. Maybe I've got corona. It's just the sniffles, though. Won't get any worse. So this is something interesting that I saw. I don't know how big of a deal it is. My fucking goddamn nostrils are leaking. That's a bigger deal, I think. Oh God, I'm so sorry. My body is literally deciding, you know what? All the possible noises that could ever possibly come out of your body are coming out right now. So fuck Exxon. Fuck climate change. You gotta blow your nose, bitch. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Okay. Alright? Okay. Okay. Exxon projects emissions increase from fossil fuel production, report. Interesting grammar there. So, oh man, I'm so sorry. I can't do this. Okay, ExxonMobil projects an increase in its carbon emissions from a fossil fuel production over the next several years, Bloomberg reported Monday, that's today. The news outlet obtained documents showing that the company estimates that annual emissions will increase 17% by 2025, or by about 21 million metric tons of carbon dioxide per year. Whenever I get coronavirus and I still decide to do the show every day, you're going to have to bear with me, right? Like, just saying, this is a precursor, right? This is like the precursor, this is the prequel, right? This is like the ironic, this is part of the ironic ending when I die from corona as a podcaster. The assessment includes what are called direct emissions, or emissions caused by the company's direct activities like drilling for oil, and does not include emissions from customers' burning of the fuels. Emissions from burning fossil fuels are significantly greater than emissions from producing them, so the projection likely does not give a whole picture of what the company's overall emissions will look like. Bloomberg estimated that incorporating this type of emission would result in an even greater increase, resulting from Exxon's growth strategy. Exxon's spokesperson, Casey Norton, told The Hill that the Bloomberg story was wrong and doesn't account for the actions that the company will take to reduce its emissions. They're going to plant a few trees, folks. Come on, man. It's like that episode of King of the Hill, right? Where Dale starts planting trees and sells people carbon offsets. Oh, it's okay that you have a truck. Give me $10, I'll go plant a tree in your name and you'll feel good. You'll have a clean conscience. And then Dale just doesn't plant the trees and then the world burns, right? But that's not important right now. That's okay. The emissions projection you cite is an early assessment that does not include additional mitigation and abatement measures that would have been considered as the next step in the process, Norton stated in an email. As we increase production to meet the world's growing demand for energy, we continuously evaluate our growth plans and work to minimize the resulting increase in emissions. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? So basically, what I am reading here, and this is less about Exxon and more about just, corporations under Donald Trump. Like, if you want to vote for Howie Hawkins, right, if you want to do that, that's fine. Go for it, right? I'm not going to sit here and shit on you, right? But at the same time, if you are going to sit there and say a Joe Biden administration and a Donald Trump administration are going to be exactly the same, I'm very skeptical of that. Because the Trump administration is literally telling the EPA to just not function, to cease functioning, and it's giving room for all these corporations to go full steam, or I guess full coal ahead, or whatever, I don't know. I tried to be funny and failed. But, that's the thing here. Do I think Joe Biden is going to do anything at all to, like, substantively destroy climate change from happening? No. But I think he's going to do 0.01% better, at least, than the Trump administration. And that enough is to get my vote, okay? Now, yes, I am cucked. I vote for whoever is the best out of all the options. But what's more important here is we need to organize, right? We need to get all of each other in check. We need to make sure that the population checks on everything, right? We need to be good. We need to help one another. And once we help one another, once we're good with one another, maybe this project will take 5 years, that actually care, right? And that's possible. Maybe you can call me an optimist. Maybe you can say, I'm just thinking too much about this, right? But it is totally possible that over the next few years, say Joe Biden wins, over the next few years, we actually organize, we actually mobilize, and we're able to actually do something directly, because I'm a direct action-oriented person. So it might be actually possible that we do something directly. Can we do that right now? I don't think so. We have groups like Extinction Rebellion in the UK, and they're trying to do their best, but a lot of their actions fail, and it makes people dislike them. We need to learn from their mistakes. We need to learn from the mistakes of the Sunrise Movement. We need to educate the population to the best of our ability, and we need to mobilize ourselves in the next coming decade to stop this bullshit. Yes, occupying Dianne Feinstein's or Nancy Pelosi's office, right? That's going to be cool. You'll get some Twitter clicks. But at the end of the day, is that really doing anything? Not really. Not really. And it's another thing about these corporations. These corporations are basically just hidden from the public. No one knows damn shit fuck all about them. So yes, while the White House is running like a business, while it's running like a corporation, oh, the USPS, they're not profitable. We got to kid them out. We got to get rid of them. We got to squeeze them, right? Okay, interesting. Meanwhile, the USPS has to pay 75 years of retirement benefits in advance that no other private corporation has to pay. That's interesting, right? But yes, the USPS is running at a loss. Awesome. Brilliant, right? Okay, awesome. But these private companies like Exxon, especially oil and gas companies, also like with telecommunications companies, these companies basically are gigantic, multi-international fucking like conglomerates. These are shadow governments, right? That you have these people speaking on, these people acting on, right? And they're just not being held accountable. There is no process of accountability for them. All of their top secrets remain top secrets. And yes, this story that I covered here is apparently from a leaked document. Now, if one document gets leaked, and who knows if it was leaked on purpose, God bless, right? Like anything is possible here, right? But if this just one document that says, yeah, they're planning on going full steam ahead here, right, that gets leaked, what else do you think they've got planned? And this is why we need to have, like, I get it, people are anti-capitalist, people direct their anger at the government and stuff, that's fine, but we really need to direct our anger at corporations as well. We need to start boycotting things, and I get it, one person boycotting something, that does nothing, but again, if we can mobilize, if we can get our, like, say we live in a town full of, like, 20,000 people, if we can get, like, 10,000 of those people on board with boycotting, right, all these giant multinational corporations, right, that can actually have a tangible effect on stuff. And if you take that community by community, maybe I'm a dreamer, right? Maybe I'm just smoking too much weed and I'm thinking, damn, maybe the world isn't going to end in a fireball of cringe. But I'm trying to give people some optimism here, right? There is theoretically, and I know it's hard to envision, but there is theoretically a future in which we don't all die from suffocation and smoke. And I personally would like to try to get there, but that's just me. I don't know. That's just me. What do you think? I don't know. That's just me. Cloud, Andrea, is it allergies or do you have an infection? I usually have allergies in the morning. This is something that happens to me every now and then. Itor says, it is hard to envision indeed. I'm trying my best here. Fuck me. Make an Amazon wish list of tech you need. My problem is, like, I don't know the tech I need. I don't know if I need tech. I would rather just take the money and say I would buy something with it. Like, if an Amazon wish list makes it more likely that I would get the money or the monetary item, right? Maybe I would do it. But I feel like my audience isn't the kind of people that would need an Amazon wish list. Like, if someone wants to discuss buying me something, I feel like we're open enough for that to be a thing. Unless, like, there's, like, the silent simp effect, where, like, you've got simps that are just, like, in the background, like, just, like, in silence, and they'll only do things without any interaction. If that's the case, and if people think I might have a silent simp effect here, then maybe I'll do an Amazon. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah. So I saw this video, and this is where the title of today's show comes from. I saw this video in my sub feed, because why would you not be subscribed to Status Coup?
What
They're
I'm interested
okay.
in,
They do some good interviews. Like, they do some good stuff, right? Interviewing Trump supporters is something I think is worthwhile. Yes, these people are crazy. Yes, these people are nuts. But does that mean that they're bad people? I don't think so. And so I've got a video here from Status Coup of them interviewing a QAnon Trump supporter. And there's a lot here that I can talk about. So I'm just going to play this video and we'll go from there.
I don't know much about this, but like the QAnon stuff, do you know anything about that?
Yeah, where we go one, we go all. In 2016.
The idea that this lady just said, yeah, where we go one, we go all. Yeah, all right, secret handshake, we're in. Now, let me give you my story. I first heard of QAnon when it first became a thing. And I remember when I thought it was just like a stupid thing, like, yeah, a bunch of boomers are like falling for 4chan memes. And then I remember I was walking down the street and I was by a bus stop and I heard people at the bus stop talking about, you hear about Q? Yeah, talk about President Trump and Q. And like, I eavesdropped, I didn't respond to them, I didn't interact, I was just walking right back, right? But I heard that, and from that moment on, I have known that QAnon was a serious problem. And over the past 6 months, right? And I'm talking, that was like back in 2018 or so. But over the past 6 months in 2020, right, with the quarantine, the lockdown, like COVID and stuff, QAnon has flourished. I've got people in my direct family that will sometimes text me things and say, oh, did you hear about this? Right? And it's a literal QAnon story. Oh, did you hear about this? Antifa's destroying wildfires. Or the Antifa's destroying fires. Or forests, or whatever the thing is. Oh, did you hear about this? Trump is destroying pedophiles. That's why I'm going to vote for him. It's ridiculous. But these people think that they're doing things that are righteous. Because that's the thing with QAnon. Is it tells you, yes, these people are global satanic pedophile rings. And are you really not going to be against that? If you are able to believe that there is a global satanic cult of pedophiles, right? Obviously, you're going to go fight against them with whatever thing you can do. Obviously, you're going to do your best to destroy the satanic cabal. Duh, right? If you really actually believe that they're a real thing that exists, what are you just going to sit at home? It's the biggest crisis of our lifetime. And that's where QAnon comes in. Because you've got a lot of people that are at home, like quarantining, right? Quarantining. Q, interesting, right? Okay, there's a little bit of a correlation there. But you're quarantining, and then you see this stuff on Facebook, and it looks legit, and you're like 40, 50 years old. You don't know how to fact check. You don't know how to use Google and search what you're looking up and find other articles about them. You don't know any of that. You just see a Facebook post, and you, like, over the course of a few months, you see a few more Facebook posts, shares, more and more. You see more and more about it. All of a sudden, 6 months later, Hillary Clinton is literally devil incarnate, and she and Jeffrey Epstein are doing a fucking... Jeffrey Epstein's still alive, or he's a ghost. I don't know. There's something going on. And somehow Trump, being directly connected to all these people, right? Somehow, now he's fine, right? He's like the double agent, right? So I want you to really just kind of try your best to empathize with this person here that's being interviewed, because like it is a serious problem. These people seriously exist. So I just want you to kind of think to yourself, what would need to happen for me to actually become this person? Just think about it.
Think about that.
Yeah, where we go one, we go all. In 2016, there was some drops on 8chan and 4chan from military underground people who do work for the president. They want to see this country great. They're very against pedophilia, so they've been dropping Q drops on different sites like Praying Medic, 4chan, 8chan, SX report, SGT report.
Notice like all these sources that this woman is linking are just like bizarre far-right conspiracy networks, right? And notice the way that she is talking about it. She is talking about it in that sense of like, this is one of the first times I've ever actually talked about this. This is one of the first times I've ever actually told this story. Like, she's trying to crystallize what Q is to people, because this is like, she's also trying to explain it to herself. When people like this are saying this kind of stuff, they're not trying necessarily to convince you of Q, they're trying to convince themselves. And each time that they give these explanations, they get better and better at explaining it, and they get better and better at convincing themselves that it must be true.
Reporting, all these different networks dropped the Q drops, and he told us last month, Red October, that there was going to be a corona scare with the president.
So who do you think Q is? What type of...
QAnon is a military group that backs the president.
So another thing about Q is, you know, when you go on Twitter and like you see someone who's like, God, I would never want to see Joe Biden debate Donald Trump. That sounds awful, right? And then you check the date of the tweet and it's like 2010, right? Like those, like that's basically QAnon. It's like a bunch of people on 4chan or 8chan all giving their wild predictions, and then whenever someone gets the prediction correct, whenever they get the gold medal, they all flock to them, ignore all of their other 5,639 wrong predictions, focus on the right one that was even somewhat accurate, and then it's like, Q predicted the future, Q knows all. And that's what's really bizarre about this. Because again, when you have a website like 4chan and 8chan, you literally have everyone saying, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen, and they're all wrong. Except for one of them. One of them is slightly somewhat on tune there, because if you try to predict every possible timeline, you're going to get one of them correct. And that's what convinces these people. Because they're not using 8chan every single day. They're not using 4chan at all times. They're on Facebook, and they see that that's where the source comes from. At that point, everything's been curated for them, and that's what's really dangerous here. Again, this is something this is a religion, a cult, whatever. This is not a conspiracy network anymore. This is a genuine cult, and that's why it's getting scary.
All the way, and they're the ones, if you look, more children have been discovered like missing. If you look right now, I think Nexium's talking, and what's her name? Ghislaine Maxwell. I think she's talking. Because if you look at all the pedophile arrests now, and there's been 36,000 pedophile arrests in the Trump administration, and I believe 288 in the Obama administration. So you got to look at some stats there. You know?
One thing people are concerned about with that, especially with like Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, is both Trump and Clinton were kind of friends with him and in his world. Does that at all bother you?
Because billionaires, there's a honeypot, right? And so when Trump saw, I wouldn't get
and this is the thing here that's bizarre, right? Now, this is their excuse, right? All billionaires are the same. They're all in the same circles, and that's why Tom Hanks is a pedophile. Now, Tom Hanks might be a pedophile. I don't know, right? But that's why, right? Because that's why Oprah Winfrey is a pet. That's why Jeffrey Epstein is connected to Bill Clinton, is connected to Hillary Clinton, is connected to Barack Obama, like they're all pedophiles because they're all connected, except for Trump. Except for Trump is automatically exempt. Okay, yeah, sure, there's court filings of him inappropriately engaging with underage women. Whatever, that's fine. Okay, he was just part of the network. That's what they do, right? You know, when you're going a double agent, that's what you do. You just engage in sex crimes with minors, right? Duh, that's why Trump did that. He was going double agent. He's not a pedophile. He was just being double agent. He was being a really good investigative journalist, right? That's why you see Donald Trump make passing remarks about 14-year-olds at a golf course saying, damn, I want a piece of that. I like them young. I mean, again, he's just double agenting, right? It's all part of the act. He's got to do this act for 30, maybe 40 years. He's got to engage in sexual acts with minors. He's got to ogle minors for 30 to 40 years. And then that's when, that's when you go full QAnon. It's not totally that someone took advantage of his situation, right? And he's just getting an out or an excuse for all this behavior. No. It was 30 years of being a double agent. Duh. That's why Trump is totally innocent. He's totally innocent, y'all. Totally innocent.
Facebook. When Trump saw Epstein and his ways with the young girls, he was at Mar-a-Lago. I'm from Florida, so I worked sometimes at Mar-a-Lago modeling the cars. And he saw that Virginia Guilfoyle was there. She was a towel girl, and she actually took Virginia. He took her and used her as a massage girl. And when Trump found that out, and he also hit on Ivanka, he was livid, and he turned him in. So he's never been on the island, ever. He took one trip on the plane to New York. That was it. And after that, he never dealt with it again. And he's the one who turned his name into the FBI. You could Google that, too.
I will give you that. There's no evidence that he was on the island, Bill Clinton. There is evidence that he was. In general, though, there are, in fact, a lot of allegations of sexual harassment, sexual assault on the part, of course, going back to Bill Clinton, a ton for him, but also a lot for Donald Trump. Does that worry you?
Well, they're all accusations. Nothing's really set in stone. Nothing. Even Stormy backed out.
Again, they're all accusations. All of this stuff that's happened for 30 to 40 years, it's not real. It's an accusation. Though when people accuse Bill Clinton, it's got to be real. When people accuse Hillary Clinton, it's got to be real. When people accuse John Podesta, it's got to be real. So I got a chat message here real quick from William McCaw. LMAO, you hate Trump. Strange for one who flies a flag of revolt. Okay, dude. Billionaires have been threatened if they couldn't by blackmail. Trump has big ball. Okay. The idea that you're saying, okay, I'm an anti-fascist. I don't like America, right? I want to change America from a country that works for corporations to a country that works for people. So the way to do that is to support Donald Trump? What? Like, again, I wave a flag of revolt and I don't like the How can you simultaneously think? And this is a genuine question because we have a QAnon person in the chat room. While I'm doing this live, we literally have a QAnon person in the chat room. So this is why it's interesting. So, William, how can you say that you want, or maybe, how can you make the claim that a revolutionary would support the most corrupt president in history? If your argument is that the most corrupt president in history is going to cause a collapse of institutions that will cause, some sort of violent upheaval, maybe, right? But I just don't get it. Is the way to support Biden? I don't support either of the candidates. I dislike both of them. So, again, I'm just curious as to what your thought process is. How can you support the richest, most corrupt billionaire president in the history of all world leaders, right? How can you support that and then claiming that you're for a revolution or something? It's weird. It's strange. It's bizarre. Itor says these people simply can't find actual legitimate reasons to support Trump, so they make up this huge, complete conspiracy to be able to support him, since those who created a cult of personality for Trump made supporting him as part of their own personality. Exactly. It's all identity politics. For a group that claims, I hate identity politics. It's literally all identity politics, except instead of black skin or a gay sexual orientation, right? It's a red shirt. It's a MAGA hat. It's all identity politics for them. That's why if you're a Trumper and you say you'll support Biden, you get Trumpers calling you a pedophile. You get people excommunicated from their families over that stuff. It's bizarre. Clintons? I don't support the Clintons. William, you've been here for a couple weeks now. You should know this basic stuff. Come on, dude. Come on, man. As time goes by and he constantly makes a fool of himself, they must justify that somehow. Again, it's all double agent stuff. It's all double agent. They're all double agents. Trump's a double agent. That's why he's doing all this.
So, he's a billionaire, and he was such a good-looking guy when he was younger, too. So you got to understand, women are going to throw themselves at him. But look at Bill Cosby, how he went down. Look at the way Charlie Sheen never went down, which is just the different people go down. But nobody could really go to court and face Trump and accuse him, because they were just accusations. He was never convicted.
Okay, Okay, any last words you have for people about...
Again, people accusing you in a court of law and leading to a settlement instead of a conviction, that's not exoneration. That's not, like, being innocent. If someone settles out of court instead of letting a court convict them, right? That doesn't mean that they're innocent. That doesn't mean, like, what?
Maybe, QAnon or Donald Trump, what do you think they're going to bring for the future?
I think that we should pray for the president, you guys. We need unity, not division. And all these BLM, all we want to do is fight for our freedom and keep America free. I mean, they're closing down our businesses.
Okay, so she mentions BLM and then says all we want to do is fight for our freedom? What? What freedom? What are you fighting for? Who are you fighting? She mentions BLM, and then in the next sentence she says we just want to fight for our freedom. Who are you fighting? Are you fighting BLM? Who asked about BLM? But again, it's all talking points. It's all NPC scripted dialogue for these people. They've got the talking points. They're on the email list for the White House. They know what to talk about. Whenever we talk about freedom, we got to talk about BLM, the black people. Yeah, that's right. They're trying to take our freedom. They're trying to kill us all. They're running through the streets. They're rioting and looting. Like, what? Who mentioned any of that?
That's fascism, okay? BLM is, a lot of them are working for George Soros. So
that's interesting. Have you seen something about evidence for that?
Yeah, I have family in the FBI, and also it's called Project Blue Chip. And what happens?
Oh, I have family in the FBI, so what I'm about to say makes total sense and isn't completely ludicrous. Yeah, it's called Project Blue Chip. I'm in the FBI, by the way.
These people. My friend has a neighbor who is an actor, and he advertises for come work in West Hollywood and support the Democratic Party, blah, blah, blah. I don't know the details, and they get money for actually going to rallies and being Antifa and BLM. They're making paychecks.
So you've actually seen these paychecks, or you've heard, that they're coming down the pike?
Many intel, military intel, FBI, family.
I love that. Yeah, yeah. BLM Antifa is being paid by the military. Oh, yeah, I'm in the FBI. It's military intel. I can't give you any more information. I'm in the FBI. I can't tell you more. If I told you more, I'd have to kill you, right? Like, I can't do that, right? It's just top secret information. Even Q doesn't know about this, right? Like, it's just like, what the fuck?
Family.
Some people have said that, talking about George Soros as funding everything is anti-Semitic. Do you see it like that at all?
George Soros is anti-Semitic. He was a Jewish boy who was captured by the Nazis to turn on his own family and turn his family in. And you know what he said? He felt nothing at the time. So I don't think...
But again, George Soros, a $6 or $7 billionaire, $7 billion billionaire, he is totally running a shadow government of Antifa, BLM rioters and looters. Elon Musk, a $70 billion billionaire, right, openly advocating for coups in Bolivia. Nah, he's cool. He's good. He's on our side. Jeff Bezos, the richest person in the world, trying to, create a fucking global chain of charter schools to teach how good capitalism is. No, he's good. He's on our side. He's fine. But George Soros, all of a sudden, George Soros, it has to be him. It has to be. It couldn't be anyone else. It couldn't be an organic uprising in every city in America. No. It couldn't be that people in every single city in the entire country are fucking sick of this system. No. It has to be George Soros. It has to be the big Jew. Has to. There's no other option, right? Where we go one, we go all. Like, what the fuck?
I think he's a horrible... He'll go down. One way or another.
Hope you enjoyed that last video.
Anyway, so that's the idea here. These people are real. They are real, and they're not they're crazy, right? But they're not terrible people. And that's really what I wanted to talk about today, is that QAnon people are not bad people. They have just been severely misled, abused, and manipulated. Again, if you were 100% convinced that there was a global satanic pedophile ring, and you knew all the details, right? And you were convinced of that, of course you would do your best to try to take them down. Of course. Right? Duh. Not all of us are going to be able to be convinced of that, obviously, because it's a bunch of malarkey, right? There's no evidence for it. It's just a bunch of 8chan posts, right? But if you are a kind of person who's able to be convinced, and you are convinced that, again, you are fighting a satanic group of pedophiles, that's why these people take up guns and go to the Comet Ping Pong Pizzeria in Washington because they think they're going there to save children. And that is why the thing like hashtag save our children is so nefarious, because it's all about children. It's about, oh, and especially with these mothers. Oh, these people have had kids, right? What if my kids were abducted by Jeffrey Epstein and Hillary Clinton, right? So it's personalized for them. That's why you see a lot of QAnoners that are like suburban housewives, right? Because they're sitting at home all day in quarantine reading Facebook, and a couple months go by, all of a sudden they're a freedom fighter. Right? And it's just, again, it's just, I don't know what to do about it. I don't know. Do you? I don't. It's scary. But you need to understand, these are real humans. These are not like evil, like Nazi foot soldiers. These are real people, and they need help. And I don't know how to help them. I really don't. So I'm just trying to get this conversation rolling. Damn, though. Damn. Trump supporters replaced the caravan script for the BLM script. Absolutely. TBH, child abduction and sex trafficking are pretty serious issues. That's why, again, because there is a problem with child abduction and sex trafficking. It is a real thing. So they take that real thing and they wrap it like into a religious framework. And so again, like if I thought, say like there was a sex trafficking ring in my city, and like I was 100% convinced that I knew where it was, and I knew all the people involved, and they're all evil, right? And I had a gun, would I go and try to free the children? Maybe. I don't know. Like again, it's the thing. If you are convinced of this, and if you think that this is happening, then they convince themselves that they're the hero in this story. They're not a crazy person like bringing a gun to like a random restaurant. No. They're bringing a gun to go free the children from shackles. And that's why you're able to convince otherwise normal, healthy, like nice, like people into being like these potential mass shooters. It's horrifying, dude. It's horrifying. Holy shit. It's scary. I don't know. It's fucking scary. Yeah. So that's my show for today. Hopefully y'all enjoyed watching. What I'm going to do is I'm going to edit together all these clips. Probably going to clean up a little bit. And I want to stream some Path of Exile later today. Like in the afternoon, like maybe 2 p.m.-ish. It's 12:30 right now. So we'll see how long it takes for me to edit stuff. And then I'll, maybe 2:30, maybe 3 o'clock, I'll play Path of Exile. So, yeah, if you want to talk more, like, again, Path of Exile streams, those are just open. Like, we can talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about. You want to talk about dogs? We'll talk about dogs. You want to talk about alligators? We'll talk about alligators. You want to talk about the end of the world? We'll talk about the end of the world. You want to talk about aliens? We'll talk about aliens, right? So, I'll see you in a couple of hours. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you. Go back and watch some of the other abovers if you missed them. They're good content, I promise you. They're really good content. Yeah, I'll see you later. Y'all have a good one. I'm sorry for starting up late. I will start on time tomorrow, and we'll go from there. So, bye-bye. This is the awkward part where I have to, like, end the stream, and it's really weird, and I don't like doing that. Okay, I think it's over.